This video is about how to take notes on your source. So you have your research question, you've done your keywords, you've done a stockpile of sources, and then you thought to yourself, what's your best source? That's your cornerstone piece. You've picked it out. You've researched the background of it to make sure it's quality, particularly if it's not from a database. So now here's your next step. You should actively read that cornerstone piece. You should make sure that you do your best to engage with it. And as part of that active reading, you might do this right here. You might take notes on it in a notebook. Maybe you're just really writing your margin notes. That's one way of doing it as well. Or perhaps as you read it, you're over here in a Google Doc, typing up the bullet points, typing up the main ideas. That's a really good way of prioritizing and paraphrasing, and that helps that knowledge sink in. Another way, though, of doing it is to make your thoughts, make each piece of information that matters to you into a manipulable piece of information, either by making it into like post it notes or over here, these physical note cards. When you handwrite, remember that your brain gets more engaged. Your entire body is involved in that knowledge, and handwriting in these note cards is a really good way of thinking, making visible, and then later on using. So all of those methods work really well. But what I want to talk to you about is this one, to have electronic note cards. So I'm going to show you how they work, and then you get to choose, is it your style or not your style? Over here is our template. And the template is designed to have you have what's called these source cards. And each source has a color code. So if you are in one source, you will use blue. In a different source, you use the violet. You have these different colors that will help you. That helps you keep track of things in a way that's really traceable. And part of research is simply tracing your steps. So let's say I have a source. I would put it here, the MLA information, the bibliographic information here in this blue card. And then I would go to my other blue cards. Now, I might decide if I like all of this here, or maybe I'm like, you know what, I don't need any of this stuff. I just want a text box. You can make this template your own. But if I'm going to do this, then I would have this text box here be one piece of information. Now, usually it's notes I take. It's things I paraphrase or summarize. Each note card, one main idea. Or maybe it's a quote that I think is really important. I would copy and paste it into here. And then I would do one note card for each idea that I have, and I can copy and paste, making more blue note cards so that I have enough to cover my document. The reason why this is a good idea is that when you are actually creating your paper, the facts that you have gathered can be moved around. So I would take a topic, let's say. In this case, I was researching gender differences. I would make a new topic and I can move cards around to be where it's going to be the most important for that information to be. Notice that I can just move all this stuff around really easily, and that helps me craft an outline of sorts. So that would be one reason we use electronic note cards or physical note cards is we can place information where it belongs. So that's how you use the note cards. I'm willing to coach you if you choose to go that way, but it's an option for you taking notes, just one of many options.